a malleable thing that can, rotate. But how do you rotate something that is like omnidirectional? Like, how does it
Suppose it'd
not
be
run out
wrong.
of thing to run on? What are we talking about? Fucking,
Yeah, what are we talking about
I
now?
don't even know. Like, if it was a big enough sphere, I guess it could like move as the person moves. But like a sphere is the only solution to that problem, and it was flat.
And it was flat.
That thing was flat, okay? I am not gonna be fooled by some Rugrats tomfoolery here.
Okay, I got it.
I want to see the
So-
specs.
It is a very large number of self-same subspheres. Okay, like take a sphere and cut it into a whole bunch of tiny pieces, like take a knife, cut it a whole bunch of times vertically. You got shitload of little rings, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now what you do is have it so that these rings extend out from the center in a circle. So obviously the user moves it in one direction, and all the rings go underneath when they reach the edge. So like if you run forward, all the rings go backwards, right? When they reach the bottom, they go down, and there actually is a sphere below the object, but the top part of the sphere is compressed downwards. So they're sort of looping around on each other when you run in one direction. What do you think of that? Is that feasible?
That is. Oh, okay, I'll take it.
It's hard to describe.
No. Also, it could have just been like a sphere that was not rigid. That would work too. If it was just a sphere that was not rigid, that had like.
So it's one of those light-sensitive ones?
No. Like by not rigid, I just mean like think like a deflated ball.
Yeah, but then you have the obvious problem of how do you step on it without falling into it if it's not rigid?
Well, because the space beneath his feet has a rigid layer that is locking it, like that has like wheels on it that's moving it around underneath of him. This is so hard. We're talking about Rugrats in Paris. Welcome to Viva Juego.
Okay, I'm almost done with the control panel here, and then we can wrap up this episode.
Coming up on Viva Juego, did Doug really see a fucking monster in the swamp?
Okay.
Yes, he did! The monster was his father who raped him as a child.
Oh,
It's fucking Doug,
Oh.
man.
Whoa.
That's a
Whoa.
little extreme there.
It's a little tense.
Yeah, we're talking about Doug, right? That fucking show from the 90s starring the whitest kid in the world.
Oh my god, Doug! I freaking loved Doug. Like Patty, like she had the weirdest voice. I used to do it so well too.
Oh my god, Doug!
Hi, Doug.
You wanna go to the movies?
Doug. I don't fucking remember.
Okay, that episode where they go to the movies. You remember that episode, the movie date?
I don't remember anything about Doug except that he wrote like a song one time.
Oh.
Like, oh,
Yeah.
Patty, you're the pickle on my cheese, or something like that.
Why, jeez.
I don't
Banging on a trash can. No, Friggin', there was an episode where they went to the movies, and like they showed scenes inside the theater. And while like you'll go to things like regular show, and they have like that movie is called Lovebot 2, and he's like, love is illogical. Like when they did it with Doug, it was just characters on a white background, and they were like, I don't even remember what they said, but the movie was terribly uninteresting. I was like, if I had been in the Doug verse and I had gone to said movie, I would not have been satisfied. Production values looked like shit. I was like, no way am I going to that movie. I don't care what girl I'm trying to get with. That movie sucked.
Oh god. Yeah.
The mantle is a layer of molten rock called magma and exists between 60 and 124 miles below the surface of the Earth. The mantle is actually rigid. Oh, I'm just looking at how stuff works, and you don't get the science wrong like that. Fucking assholes. The part that you usually consider to be magma is the asthenosphere. It's actually quite thin.
Salty. What the hell? We were talking about
We were
Doug, and you
talking about
ruined
Doug.
it.
And you
I have
ruined
to
it.
add some depth for the sake of depth.
No.
In this case, I'm literally talking about depth.
Okay, so we're actually talking about that. So I think we found our groove on Viva Juego, but we just need to, like, wander,
Talk
meander.
more about fucking Nicktoons.
And then
Through
Salty will just throw
conversation.
out a random fact.
I
And
had
then
to do it.
Salty will come in and be like, the chemical, fabrication of phosphorus is 2.576 and fucking.
You don't know what phosphorus is, do you?
It's an element.
It's an elephant.
Okay,
It's an
It's not an
continue.
elephant. It's an element.
I didn't know
that-
phosphorus was an elephant.
I think it's
It's
a little
really-
bit late, and I think we should wrap up the episode now. I'll finish the
Think
control
where's
planner
that
later.
spot?
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Viva Juego. I've been your host, Chic Monster, and I've had with me the always entertaining... The always entertaining... well, I don't have anyone on who's on with me who's entertaining. So,
Hey.
just
Yeah.
kidding.
Hey,
I have Toasty... Has Toasty
agree.
said anything? Is he alive?
We tried.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Live.
Yeah, that's his one line for today. Epicenter, Toasty, Salty, Zach, thank you very much for watching. Tell your friends, tell your family. We'll see you next week.
Tell people you don't like.